Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Back in action once again after missing a week. Hurricane Helene came in and kind of messed up everything, but glad to be back in the booth, glad to be trackside once again here as we continue to count down this to the season championship in just one short week. Homestead Miami Speedway. We will crown a king, but first we got to get through the Richmond Rage 98 here tonight, brought to you by the Premier Racing Setup.com crew. Longest standing, longest running setup shop on iRacing.com. You can check them out. Click the link down in the description. But let's jump right into things. Qualifying already underway. Nice, cool night here at the track, 72 degrees track temperature, so a lot of grip going to be in the cars, but with that 10-mile-an-hour gust of winds, drivers are going to have to skate that thin line. Well, the corner exit, we'll see who can tackle the track the best here tonight. Top of the speed charts as we look. But who's going to walk away with the pole position here tonight? Then you can see that fast number 11 of Alex Wiggins chasing after yet another pole position. Christian Abate right there as well. Your top two in the championship points. Hitting top two on the track. Will Overstreet be able to break his way into the front row? We're going to find out with just about 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Live from Richmond Raceway. Once again, thank you for joining us here tonight. Before we head trackside for your pre-race festivities, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all be here tonight. Once again, I want to take a quick moment here real fast. Dave Gage not in the field here tonight, understandably so. Gage gonna have to deal with the wrath of Milton. We'll see if we can have a hurricane party maybe at some point in time in tonight's broadcast with Dave. We'll see if we can get in touch with him and see how he's gonna fare. What his thoughts are on this storm already, but enough about that. Let's get back to the action on track. Light field here tonight. 11 drivers able to make the trip, some hunkering down because of natural disasters, some unable to get here, things of that nature, and that's just kind of how things go. Mother Nature not so kind to us here in the Southeast headquarters for the Turn 3 Racing Network last week. As we said, the hurricane came through, kind of screwed everything up. But you can't beat a good man. You can't keep him down long. Back on our feet, back in business. You can see some of the description down there. Click the link if you're willing, if you're able to give. Keep everybody in the Western Carolinas as well as Tennessee, Georgia, Florida definitely in our thoughts and prayers in this upcoming few days. With everything they've had to endure. So with all that being said, we're going to step away from the track for just a brief commercial break. Head back with your national anthem and starting lineup. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly
And we bring you live back trackside as drivers begin to roll. We'll get closer to the track. Let's get ready for tonight's starting lineup live from Richmond Raceway, the Richmond Rage 98, starting inside row number 1, your premier racing setup.com. Pole award winner behind the wheel of that fast number 11 Crown Royal Machine, looking to get to the 11 back in victory lane. Alex Wiggins will lead us to the green flag. Christian Abati just to his outside. Derek Moore, Doug Argiver. Row number 2, row number 3 here tonight, the 93 of Michael Overstreet. 3, Nicholas Wing. Daniel Jensen and Patrick Coro back in row number 4. Jake Dofi. Zach Miller gonna round out your top 10, and Jeffrey Engel finish out the 11 truck field here tonight for Richmond Raceway. Ready to roll, ready to rumble. We've got 130 laps, 98 miles of racing ahead of these drivers, and Christian Amati, a little bit of the electrical issues are going to keep him on pit lane, so he's going to start with a little bit of a disadvantage, but the man that was set in stone outside pole position, we'll see how quickly he can catch up, work his way up through the field. Fans on their feet as we work off of 4 into the restart zone. We roll, and green flag flies for the first time here at Richmond. Lap number 1 quickly going to go behind us, with Wiggins leading them down into 1 and 2. Not a lot of battles to speak of just yet. Making a little bit of a move is that 93 of Michael Overstreet of 1 position from 5th down to 4th. Front runners remain the same. Christian Abati already listed 1 lap down here tonight. Abati is watching his championship hopes and fall to pieces early here tonight at Richmond Raceway. We're going to get into some of the points a little bit later on, but let's let some of this action unfold. As we take a little step down from the track, lap number 4, and go on the board now. Argerbright still trying to run down Wiggins at the front. Derek Moore, a close third. Michael Overstreet about 3/4 of a second back, sitting in that 4th position, so already some gaps developing. Let's take a look here at the bit and we're number 91 machine. Patrick Coro on the high line already here tonight. I haven't seen a lot of drivers venture up there just yet. Watch here as Coro works his way through 3 and 4 and back down the backstretch. Does he hold true to that high line this time? Still going to run that middle to high lane, so a good little run here so far early tonight. A long way to go for a lot of these drivers, and we're going to drop that time in scoring. Right over there to the left-hand side of your screen, let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field here tonight. Meanwhile, back at the front, your race leader behind the wheel of that Crown Royal Machine, looking to sip some syrup in victory lane here tonight. Will Alex Wiggins be able to top it off with almost a walk-off winning performance here tonight? If he's able to walk away with the checkered flag and the race win, he will more than likely set himself up to be a touch for anybody to be able to claim the crown next week at Homestead. Wiggins with 1 race win so far this season. He's been working hard at number 2. Can it come tonight at a pivotal moment in the championship? Coming into tonight's race, just 9 points ahead of Christian Abati, who was already listed way back behind the field. Got a lap back, but he's still sitting about 6.5 seconds back from their race leader now. So still a long way to go, still a long night ahead of Abati. We'll see if he's able to make up any ground. Michael Overstreet flirting with being on that outside looking in, heading to Homestead. Overstreet, isn't it a must-win situation here tonight? But he has got to get on the podium. He's somehow got to keep both Wiggins and Abati from being able to walk away with a podium finish if he's going to really want to close in and give himself an opportunity at Homestead next Wednesday night when we crown the season number 10 champion. Close little battle here. Let's take a look now as Derek Moore's able to take over that second position from the McDonald's man. The LA kid dunk on the block, going to be sitting in third. Michael Overstreet still back in fourth. Nicholas Wayne going to round out your top five. Little bit of a gap back to that 91 of Patrick Coro, Daniel Jensen, Jake Dofing, Abati, and Miller. Round out your top 10 early here tonight in the Richmond Rage 98. Have we got any close battles out there, guys? Let's see if we can get a little bit of variety here. There you go. Let's take us back here to the good wrench number 3 machine of Nicholas Williams, starting to cruise on that 93 of Michael Overstreet. 2 tenths of a second separating these two drivers inside of the top 5. A little look now off of the front end of that number 3 machine. He's chasing down the front runner, sun setting in the background. We will finish tonight's race. Goes off the floor under the lights here at Richmond. You can already see them beginning to cut on, and the fans slowly starting to break out those lighter fall jackets. Great camera shots from around the track here tonight as we jump on board now with the Call of Duty Black Ops 6, sponsored number 9 Ford F-150 of Jake Dofing, started tonight, sits in night. Number 9 machine going to look to try to work his way up through the field. Monty now going to take over that 8th position, so he is on a move. He has gained some positions. 113 laps remaining. Would be enough. A little bit loose on corner ends at that time. Just out in front. Let's take a look at the rear end of that truck as he dives to the inside of Daniel Jensen. Going to take that 7th spot away here. Big wiggle out of Dofing. We may have had one of our first retirements of the night. Jeff Ringo, one of the wheel of that number 89 Tucker Construction Company. Machine out here tonight, so a ton of great mechanical failures from that number 89. As he sits behind the wall on pit road, battle unfolding here. The Hit King, the Sniper King. I don't know who made that, but we'll see if it works. Going at it, looking for a loadout before the spawn of the ball. Zach Miller, the Catfish. Keep it at the bottom of the racetrack. Looks to be doing a good job so far, but the momentum will eventually pay off for Dofing at the top of the track. He's going to get that 9th position for now. More battles unfolding once again. Let's go up here. Christian Abati starting to bring down the rear end. False button, good working on 91 machine of corner. There it is, nice and easy on the bottom into the corner. Hanging on to that right rear quarter for the moment on corner entry, unable to keep Abati from making the pass. We're going to line up right behind him, see if he can't run on the tire tracks. And that is number 45, Machine of Christian Avanti. Biggest mover of the race so far. Even though he's not accredited with making up any positions, was scheduled to start outside pole position. Missed the starting period. Had to start from pit road momentarily. Went a lap down, has already gotten it back and worked his way up into the 6th position. Nothing going on at the front, but we'll take a look once again here and see Alex Wiggins continue to lead the field. Down into turns 3 and 4. Derek Moore still hot on the trail, still right behind him. As drivers move their way down the turns 1 and 2. There you can see him coming at you right on the corner exit. Back down the back stretch once again into Lee Wiggins, starting to stretch his legs just a little bit as that race lead opens up to a half a second. Not a lot of battles around the track to speak of for the moment, so we're going to go back to this one right here. Let's go back to Zach Miller and Jake Doping as they continue to throw jabs at each other. Toyota Tundra looking strong, just hasn't really been able to make that pass. Hasn't been able to make the pass on the bottom of the racetrack. Doping defending, using that outside momentum to his benefit for the moment to keep the position. To see how long that 38's willing to try it down there on the bottom. Definitely going to pay the price a little bit later on. Should we see this thing go green flag all the way to the first round of pit stops. Very early here tonight in the fuel run, but never too late to start thinking about that fuel mileage. 30 laps going to be on the board this time around, so these drivers at least about halfway through a tank of gas. It's going to be a matter of who saves what, how long can they stretch it. 65 laps is what they're going to need to do a one-stop on this. I think that's going to be just a little bit on the outside of the field window for most of the drivers in the field here tonight. I'm not quite so sure they're going to be able to stretch that thing that far. But you know, I've been wrong before. Mostly that's when I thought I was wrong, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother night, for a whole nother crowd. So we're just going to keep things rolling here. Wiggins was able to step away momentarily, has since been reeled back in. Let's take a look at this hot and heavy battle here for that final spot inside of the top 5. Christian Avanti has been able to run down the Michael Lynch. They'll go at it for a lap and a half. Will Avanti on the top of the racetrack, and then he'll take the position as they cross the line. Will Avanti in the fifth. So as we switch to this battle right here for the final spot inside of your top 5, Derek Moore was reeling in Alex Wiggins. He had that gap down right to about 0.2 of a second. Wiggins has since found a little bit of something and stretched his legs once again. Got back above that half a second mark, with Jake Doping being the first driver to visit pit lane, the number 9. Down pit lane early here tonight in Richmond. I think that's going to be a little bit too early. I don't think these drivers are going to be able to stretch a 100-lap run. A 90-lap run, that's going to be kind of insane. We'll see. So as Christian Abate starts to separate himself from Michael Overstreet, we'll head back to the front with the race leader, Alex Wiggins, showing the way. Your Premier Racing Setup.com Pole Award winner. Looking to sweep the night. And looking to slide into next week's championship race. In a nonchalant manner. Looking at these points, and again, we mentioned this earlier tonight coming on the racetrack. Or coming on air, I should say, that the points were tight at between those top two. Already gaining a little bit of an advantage. Wiggins with points for the pole. Wiggins with points for leading a lap. So already building on that gap. It's about a 12-point difference. At this point in time, giving the finishing order right now, if Abate were to finish in 5th, it'd be about a 16 point advantage heading into Homestead. And that would put Abate in a must-win situation, in a must-have-a-bad race situation for this 11. The man trying to track him down, sitting in second. Denos Energy is 0. Number 16, Ford F-150. Derek Moore, he's been quick all season long. 3 race wins on the season. It's all about the single trophies of this season for the 16. A little bit too far back in the points. Still inside the top 10 in those point standings, but just a little out of touch to really challenge for the season 10 championship. So it's all about the trophies. So what will he do for a trophy if he gets to the rear bumper of that number 11? Doug Argerbright kind of in similar shoes. Argerbright coming into tonight's race, sitting in 10th. Your overall point standings. He is your season 9 defending series champion here with the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Racing League. And it's just, there haven't been very many repeat champions, or back-to-back, I should say. Let me rephrase that. Not very many drivers have been able to produce back-to-back championship-winning seasons. Argerbright, a model of consistency last season. And that's really what got him going and really got him into that championship run. But this season, Argerbright just missing a handful of races and not quite having that same consistency to factor in. Running well, sitting in 3rd, but out of that championship talk, out of that championship battle. And if the 45, this man right here, if Christian Abate can't get something going, can't get something put together, he's slowly watching his opportunity. He's slowly watching his chance go out the window. See if the 45 is able to do it. And by the end of tonight's race, we're sitting just around the corner from putting 50 laps on the board here tonight. Long opening green flag run for the field. 48 laps in tonight's Richmond Rage. 98 for the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Truck Series. this is your closest battle on the racetrack. 5th and 6th going at it. Avanti has Overstreet breathing down his neck. Remember we talked about tires and not wanting to chew them up too early? Getting through the field, catching up, getting through the field. Avanti may have overworked those tires a little bit as you see Overstreet starting to reel them back in. This is going to be a big key factor. We're just about 65, we're about 15 laps away from the halfway point. So Avanti can ill afford to give up any time that he is given. He's also got to watch out for when the race leaders pit. He doesn't. You can't get caught with your finger in the hand in the cookie jar. And it better not be Dave's cookie jar because he's going to be upset. Just saying. Everybody knows Dave is the cookie monster and loves cookies. We're not going to get into all that though. Hope everybody down there at the PR, Taco Palace, and Margarita Bar, stay safe, stay well. We'll try to get up with you guys and check in with you after these next few days. Anyways, back on topic here. There's a cutoff in the points that you're going to be able to make up and that you're just not going to be able to produce, right? So Avanti has got to do something. He can't get caught out there on the track. He's got to make up some more ground. Sitting 7.3 seconds back. He's going to have to run a different strategy than your race leaders. You can't continue to do what everybody else is doing and expect a better outcome. We'll see what the crew chief has planned. We'll see what the driver can bring to the table. I mean, this is a hard fought battle. Thank you guys. Switching down, getting a little bit closer to the track. A little look off of the back end of that. Bucky's number 45. You can hear him just to that inside. That is Michael Overstreet making the pass now. Crowd Avanti up near the wall, and Overstreet is going to take that field position, going to dive down to the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Secures the position down the backstretch. Not quite yet. Avanti comes fighting back on the outside. Now looking to hold that 93 down on the racetrack. Big battle here. We're fit. And this is what we like to see. This right here. Excuse us. Is good old-fashioned short track racing. Do you see how close these drivers are? One gets ran up near the wall, gets ran wide. The other one gets pitched down in the corner. Back and forth. High skill, high stakes battle. You see just how bad these drivers want these positions to. Avanti super loose. Attitude. Man, that was crazy. 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 Big trouble once again off of turn number 2 for Chris Avanti, and he's going to have enough. Lighten up those rear tires a little bit too much, or a little bit more than his liking. And Avanti will be the first driver onto pit road for his first and what could be his final and only green flag pit stop here tonight from Richmond Raceway. Lap number 61 goes on the board, every lap being led by your pole sitter here tonight. Alex Wiggins stepping out as more drivers hit pit road. And wisely, Wiggins not going to let these drivers undercut him too much. He's going to head straight to pit lane. And this time around, Nicholas Swing will remain out on the racetrack. Good wrench. Number 3 machine. front of the field showing away here tonight. Took a little while and took a round of green flag pit stops for somebody to be able to get by Wiggins. See, typically I like to tell and have my drivers do undercuts. Not really in that the long game, but we've seen long game strategy work. We've seen it pay off for a handful of drivers across the multiple seasons. So will tonight be the night that wing shines once again? Already a visit to victory lane this season. So could an outsider shake things up with some race winning hit road strategy? I think it's like it can happen, could happen, might happen. What we do know Alex Wiggins is going to get himself back on the lead lap. There you can see a handful of drivers making their way around. Daniel Jensen going to stay out on the racetrack, become just on third. Different leader here tonight. For the Founders, number 4. Still staying out on the racetrack. It's going to give him at least a 6 lap difference on the tires in the field. Will that be enough to give them more an advantage over the course of this entire run here? I would expect that all of these drivers stay out on the racetrack. I don't expect to see anybody else heading back down pit road for a second stop, not unless we see a caution flag. And by the looks of it, tonight's Richmond Rage, well, it's going to be a pretty pleasant night. I don't think we're going to have anybody rage quit. I don't think we're going to have any real tempers flying. Doesn't seem to be too nothing egregious on the track tonight. No real big moments, controversial moments. Everything has just been nicely polished. There's just doing what needs to be done. And doing it in a polite Formula One type manner. Not a knock on my Formula One drivers. Lord knows I don't care. They can put Mickey Mouse behind the wheel, and I'm still going to tell you Ferrari's going to win the championship, even though I know they're not going to. Why? Because I'm a Ferrari fan. It's just what it is. Where was I going with that? See, this is why I need a teleprompter sometimes, guys. You get production crew telling me, well, we don't know what you're thinking, so how can we put it on the teleprompter? You know what? They're absolutely right. You never know what I'm thinking, you never know what I'm going to say, so... If you're out there in TV land listening, you know what I was talking about. Remind me. No, I'm just kidding. Looking to see if there's going to be some way that we can get an opportunity to talk to our good buddy Dave Gage down there in the Orlando area. If you're familiar with Florida, well, we all got maps, so you can Google it if you need to. Tampa Bay, almost a direct line of impact for Orlando. Not too far off. They're definitely going to be getting some effects and feel a lot of the brute force out of this hurricane that's beginning to come ashore later on tonight. So again, Dave, if you're out there in the chat, if you're out there watching, then we hope you stay safe. We hope to hear from you very soon after the storm passes. We hope everybody down there stays safe. With that being said, still leading the race, Daniel Jensen really extending this fuel run here. But is he giving up too much time? 23:54 last time around, and there it is. Jensen gonna head to pit road. This time by Alex Wiggins with a 22:16. That's 1.4 seconds faster, but look at this. We got action for the race lead. Alex Wiggins back to the point. Derek Moore back into second, but hot on the trail behind Sheen with that Gaz zero. Number 16. Fast forward at 150. Can Derek Moore pick up win number 4? The beautiful thing about live TV too is sometimes you get people in your ear asking, you got nothing clever for that? And you, what do you mean? Well, 4 for more. No. Yeah, I didn't like it either, so that's why I didn't say it. And now that it's said, I wish I didn't. Moving on and moving right along. Alex Wiggins still at the front of the field, dominating performance so far here tonight. He's going to go down with the most laps led here tonight, but it's not important, really. No points given for leading the most laps in the race. At this point in time, I own the prize. It's the checkered flag. Podium at least. Christian Amonte into the 4th position now after the round of green flag pit stops, with Nicholas Swing staying on the little bit longer than the rest of the drivers in front of him. We'll see that translate into advantage. As the laps continue to click off, we'll see if it works out for Nicholas Swing. We'll see what happens for Daniel Jensen, but now Jensen being listed second driver, 1 lap down, back in that 8th position. He's going to need help. Definitely going to need help from a caution. We'll see if anything happens, but again, very clean race here tonight between the A.S.M.R Help Designs Truck Series drivers. And we're not expecting any trouble. You know? Let's see. You know what? We're gonna try to do something over here on this side, so we do apologize. We're gonna see if we can get a little bit of communication. We're faster. So we got some feelers out there. We're going to see if we can't contact Dave and get him out there on the horn. Give us a little live Milton update from the floor. How cool would that be? And yes, we all understand the potential catastrophic scenarios from this thing. Nobody's taking it lightly over here, especially myself. Just went through beginning to slowly recover from the remnants of the aftermath that was dropped on our doorstep by Hurricane Helene. Right here in the Carolinas, Western North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, even up into West Virginia. Just devastating flooding. Friends, family members, houses, lives, everything destroyed, gone, and we'll have to rebuild. But the community that I know we are very strong-willed people here in these Carolina mountains, and I can guarantee you we will build back better. It ain't no political slogan taken right there. I'm telling you. And I'm gonna catch flack for this, probably for saying this on air, but give me 2 rednecks, a John Deere, and a backhoe over any engineers any day. Because I promise you, Billy and Bobby gonna get it done. But enough on that. I'm not going to speak on that too much longer. But again, with everything going on right here at home in the Carolinas in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, if you got it in your heart to give, if you're able to give anything, you can reach out to the Red Cross. There's multiple other organizations that you can try to reach out to. If you can't send money, maybe you have some the ability to send baby food, formula, diapers. Even drinking water is still a massive necessity for some of my Western Carolina communities. So anything you can do, even if it's just praying for a speedy recovery for everybody in the area, even that goes a long way. We do appreciate it. We hope everybody keeps Florida in their thoughts and prayers over these next coming hours and days, as yet another hurricane set to pummel the peninsula again. Dave, if you're out there listening, if you're able to join, we'd appreciate you coming in for a little while, hang out with us before this whole thing gets crazy for you guys down there in Florida. But we'll stop rambling, and we'll start getting back to the task at hand. 1 second advantage now for Alex Wiggins out front, checking out Hegon, looking to check out on the field of the championship as well. If he can pick up win number 2 tonight, it's all going to assure that the championship trophy goes home with our brother from above the border. Typically in that Canadian Tire sponsor number 11 machine. Wiggins switching it up, feeling good, looking good out front. Under the lights here in the Richmond Bridge. 98 for the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Truck Series. .35 laps now remain for these drivers to try to reel in the race leader. Only Derek Moore within some form of striking distance. Christian Abati, great qualifying effort. Started outside pole position, had some hang-ups, getting to the starting grid, started from pit road, almost down a lap. And he's been able to work his... Whoa, big moment for Derek Moore. Abati has been able to work his way inside of the top 5. He's hit that 4th position, but it's kind of just fell stale, stagnant. Now at this point, still just 2/10 faster than your race leader, so he is a little bit quicker, but 8.5 seconds back. It's a tall task and a big ask for any driver, team, and crew, so we'll see if Wiggins falters, fails, and has a flaw. If he's able to stay perfect tonight at Richmond. Well, we have got a little bit of word. We got some good news. Dave has been out of the cookie jar long enough to reach out to us. Everything's still okay down there. He said it's windy as it's raining sideways, but everything's still good. Everybody's still safe. So good to hear that. Unfortunately, service connection just not going to be strong enough for him to come in and hang out and give us that live on air hurricane party briefing that we were kind of looking forward to, but more so just to make sure that Dave was in a good place, in good spirits, and okay. So hearing some word that he's good to go, in good jokingly fashion that he always pulls. Dave, man, stay safe, brother, if you need anything. I know how tough it can be when these things go down. He'll reeling from it right now, but you know how to get me. And I got you, bro. All you gotta do is reach out. And I promise you got people right there. But again, we're on air here tonight to talk about the championship coming to a close. The American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs team has been in form. 10 seasons long, a historic, iconic moment for this league. And season number 10 has produced some amazing racing, whether it was the All-Star event at the LA Coliseum or the Daytona race to open things up this season. What about the run for Christian Avanti? Back-to-back winning performances on his way to run down Wiggins in the championship. Coming into tonight's race, the hottest driver in the series was that 45 of Avanti. Momentum, everything on his side, but a hiccup in pre-races has potentially cost him the opportunity at the championship next Wednesday night, live from Homestead Miami Speedway. Hopefully there's still a speedway. I mean, we know there will be. It's virtual racing, so obviously there's gonna be a racetrack here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. If you're looking for fast and you need an adrenaline fix, you can find no better. Tracks, cars scanned with laser precision. Feel every bump, every crevice, every crack in the track. Find out why real professional life race teams utilize the platform in the service with iRacing.com. Check them out, look them out. I think you can find it on Steam. You can get it just about anywhere. And I promise you, if you like racing, you're not going to find anything that compares. You can give me all that, oh yeah, well, Forza has weather. So do we. Well, this has that. So does iRacing. From open wheel to rally cross, they got it all. iRacing.com. Cheap plug? I know. It's okay. I don't get paid to do that. I get paid to be pretty. No, I'm just kidding. If that was true, I wouldn't get a paycheck. Just saying. Alex Wiggins now 1.5 second advantage. That big moment about 7 to 8 laps ago from Derek Moore really allowed Wiggins to open up that gap. And he can be, I don't want to say an autopilot, but he can relax a little bit behind the wheel. He can breathe a little bit. He knows, okay, less than 20 to go here. All I got to do is bring this home to a solid finish. If I can get this checkered flag, it pretty much sews up the championship. But I'm also not going to fight too much. I'm not going to overdrive these corners. I'm not going to get onto the throttle too early and get to back in to step out. Let me just manage the race. Let me race the track and not worry about anything else and bring this thing home. In 17 laps, less than 20 miles, this 3/4 of a mile track has been the stage to set some amazing playoff runs, championship cutoff racing. It's been an iconic track across the board. And here tonight, we may very well see that championship deciding factor again. Staying out on the long run, looking to work his way back up through the field. Daniel Jensen going to take away a position from Patrick Crowe. The Ford going to work his way down around the bottom of the racetrack in the bush line for the Farmers. Number 4 machine looking to take over 7th to become the first driver. 1 lap down to Patrick Crowe, hanging tough. On the high side, won't roll over and just give a position. Jensen gonna have to work for it. Back to the bottom in 1 and 2 off the corner exit. He'll take the position halfway down the backstretch. We've got some developments at the front here. Over a half a second gain by Derek Moore. Has lap traffic come to Hauck. Alex Wiggins. Could you imagine being in a walk-off situation and giving it up on the last lap or 2? Oh my gosh, that would be... I think that would, for me personally, I would be deflated. With a performance like this, knowing that the checker flag can all but secure me the championship trophy for season number 10, and to have the race win slip away in the final lap or 2, man, gut-wrenching. No real battles to speak of at the moment, so we're going to stay right here with your race leader. Dominating performance once again here tonight for Alex Wiggins. He's been searching for win number 2 for quite a while here in season number 10. Has been one of the most consistent drivers in the field for sure. But it just seems like when a little bit of contact from the number 3 machine with that outside wall, making the swing, sitting in 6th. He's going to fall victim to your race leader and fall 1 lap down. Taking that lucky dog position away from Daniel Jensen should we have a late race. Unfortunate caution. I say unfortunate because that's exactly what Wiggins would feel. That's how he would think. Trouble again out of turn number 2 and on the back stretch for Nicholas Wing. He's going to tap the outside wall once again. Derek Moore going to work his way around down on the bottom of the racetrack, giving up 0.2 of a second. That lap, Wiggins starting to stretch those legs once again. Less than 5 laps, less than 5 miles of racing action remaining here tonight for the A.S.M.R Hauck Designs Truck Series Richmond Rage 98, brought to you by Hauck Designs in partnership with PremierRacingSetups.com, Mountain Mafia Kennels, as well as Beef Jerky Unlimited and Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. Across the stripe with 3 to go. Wiggins with a clear windshield, looking to secure the race win. And with nobody out front, I don't see how he doesn't walk away with its checkered flag, dominating race performance here tonight for the Crown Royal 11 as popsicle sticks now on display. Just 2 to go from Richmond. At a 4, back across the stripe, and the white flag flies. A final lap here from Richmond Raceway. Dominating performance for that number 11. Your PremierRacingSetup.com full award winner will lead the most laps and walk away with the win. Here from Richmond across the line, and it is official. Checkered flag in hand for your race winner, Alex Wiggins. I'm sure he's going to enjoy a bit of a post-race celebration on the front stretch. Going to burn it down for all the fans in the stands. The man gets it done, and all but puts the Season 10 championship trophy in his back pocket. What a win here tonight. What a performance for that number 11, celebrating with some teammates on the front stretch. Hell of a job and a hell of a win for Wiggins. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Head trackside for your post-race show. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside after the break, and sorry for a little bit of the audio bleed through there. Looks like somebody forgot to hit the buttons on the mics, but yeah. Anyways, post race show now underway live from Richmond Raceway. We're gonna dive right into it. Let's not keep anybody waiting. Let's see if we can dial up the man that walked away in third here tonight behind the wheel of that number 41 McDonald's machine. Let's see if we can't grab a word or two with the man that walked away third here tonight. Doug and Dave, you got a copy? Hey, bud, been a little bit of a moment since we had a chance to speak to each other. So glad to see you back in the post race show. And you feeling after a fairly good finish here tonight?
Driving style. So I'm glad I was able to stay up front. Um, Once I kind of realized that the front two were running away, I kind of managed. I'm like, okay, let me try for third, not overrun myself and get myself in a wreck. Because I'd say after about 10, 15 laps in a run, every lap out of two was trying to be sideways. So it was definitely a tough race to keep control of, and I just tried to not overdrive and just kind of maximize what I could.
Well, man, tonight seemed to be a pretty quiet night on the track. Not a lot of heated or overly heated battles out there. Do you think maybe the track temperature may have came into to factor here tonight? We were below 75 degrees when we started qualifying. I believe we reached up to about 80 something. Do you think the cool track temperature here tonight kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say made for an easier night on the track because Richmond's always a little tough on the corner exits. But do you think maybe that had anything to do with the way the trucks were handling?
So in my opinion, having the cooler track actually made it, um, I think it made us a little bit more timid from who I was driving around, just because we're like, oh, we have more grip, and then we didn't, just because it's still super slidey because it's Richmond. So I think that threw a lot of us off, especially with like how far the us front three dropped the pack at the start, because I was going in and I was like, oh, this sticks, so let me do that. And then second run, I was already in that like, oh, there's no way unless I super overdrive, and that's way too risky here. Catch the front two, let me stay in third. So let me just kind of protect what I have. But I think it kind of did a weird kind of mind trick where it's like, oh, like we should almost like when it's cool in Atlanta. So first couple laps, like, oh, I have grip, I can do this, and then it snaps on you. So I think it did have an effect, but not how you would think, if that makes sense.
I follow you. I'm not sure some of the fans in TV land will, but we understand racing. Hopefully they do as well. Nonetheless, man, it's been a hell of a season for you so far this year. You came into tonight's race in 10th. You're gonna gain a little bit more after tonight's podium finish. Gonna head into Homestead, just chasing after a race-winning trophy. How are you gonna approach that, and how you feeling about your chances to walk away with maybe just a race win next week?
Homestead, I've gotten a little bit better over each time I've raced it, because it is very much a turn with a throttle style track, and I've gotten a lot better at that. So normally, like I was today, I was like, oh, let me not try to push and just overbear and whatever. But since it's the last race and I've had to miss a few races just from stuff going on, um, I'm just gonna go flat out. And if I crash, I crash. I just hope I don't take anyone out with me, because that's always my whole thing. Is like, even if I push and I crash, I don't want to take anyone out with me. So it's gonna be push, but it's also gonna be not ramming through. So it should be fun. It should be very fun.
Well, man, before we let you go here tonight, you know how we do here in the post race show, so the mic is yours.
All right. Always thank you, love you to you for doing the doing broadcasting. Um, doing a great job every time, and I don't get to say that every week, and I haven't been able to say that for a while. Thank you, love you to my fiance for always putting up when I tell her about these races. And she's like, "Yeah, you drive. Good times." Um, and then also for my mom, because she just had surgery a couple weeks ago. It was the week of Auto Club, so I've been taking care of her, and she's gotten a lot better to where I can kind of have a little bit more freedom to practice like this and for races like this, and be able to do the races like this without having to worry about that in the back of my mind. So yeah, glad she's doing good, and then yeah, just looking forward to next week to finish off this season strong, and then hopefully personal life will line up a lot better with the schedule next season, so I can look for a second championship.
Well, Doug, we're gonna be glad to watch a chase after that second championship when next season starts. We wish you well from here on out. We look forward to trying to catch up with you at least one more time next week at Homestead. So until then, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
All right, thank you.
All right, there you heard it. It's checkers or wreckers. Eddie. Hopefully you don't get wrecked along with it. No, I'm just kidding. Doug Argabright, class act on and off the track, walks away with another podium finish here in season number 10, and that's going to move us right along the running order. We're going to see if we can't dial up the man that had the moment. He was chasing down the race leader, but just quite couldn't get there at the end of tonight's race. Let's grab and see if we can have a little chat here with Derek Mords. Dave in the booth, you got a copy, bud?
I got a copy, Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing better this week than what I did last week. Obviously,
Yeah.
with no power and stuff like that. But other than that, man, just blessed and glad to be back. Good to watch some great racing action. Man, you gave it a hard charge there for a second. You kind of reeled Wiggins in. Then it looked like the truck stepped down on you a little bit. What was it like going through that moment?
Yeah, it was a long, hard battle. Felt like I did a lot and didn't get anything for it. So, we were trading laps. I just seemed to make more mistakes than he did. I had one opportunity to get around him, and it didn't happen. But I wasn't worried at that time. And then I just could never get back to him. So, yeah, I tried the last 15 laps. I said to hell with my tires and just really drove the drove them really hard, and I just didn't have nothing for him. He was perfect every lap, and I had nothing.
Well, Derek, you've had a hell of a season. You missed a handful of races, which got you a little bit behind in the point standings. So that championship trophy has kind of been out of reach for you, but you've been focused on trying to get these race wins, trying to get those checkered flags. Do you think you got what it takes to hit a Homestead and be the only driver to claim 4 wins this season?
I would be surprised. I'm not very good at Homestead. It doesn't really like me, so I don't like it.
So that means they better watch out then, because I think the last time you said that you beat the pants off these guys.
Shoot, I don't even know what time that was, but yeah, no, I just historically just do not do good. I just can't ever get through the corners quite right, and I just blow my right front off. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll give it my best shot. Obviously, I'm not just gonna give up on it, but there's a lot of guys out there that are better than I am at that track. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do.
Well, Derek, again, it's been a hell of a season for you so far this year. We look forward to catching up with you trackside next week. Before we let you go, though, shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
I'll just shout out to the admins for putting on the race, and shout out to everybody who showed up. We're kind of losing some car count here at the end of the season. Thanks to you for broadcasting. I know it was probably not the easiest broadcast to get through. And then, as usual, thanks to my wife, let me have my couple hours here to do this. And my teammates. Christian had a bit of a connection issue at the start and missed the initial start, and he had a big uphill battle the whole race. So, yeah, just thanks to everybody for racing and having a good time.
Well, Derek, never disappointing. That's for sure. We look forward to trying to catch up with you next week in the post-race show. Hopefully it's one position better. We'll see if you can grab that fourth checkered flag. But until then, my man, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast. right, there you have it. Final few words from the man that walks away in second, and that's going to lead us right into victory lane, snatching his second win on the season. Dominating performance here tonight for the man behind the wheel of that Crown Royal number 11 machine. Alex, how good does it feel to, number one, not just win here tonight, but almost set yourself up with a season championship clinching race win?
It feels good. I feel like I actually won a race for once. Daytona and Watkins Glen, I'm not sure if I can completely count those, but I going into this race as per normal, I didn't feel like I was going to do the best, and practice went good, and just I don't want to say somehow because I led a good portion of the race, but I'm just surprised, I guess, of how well I did.
Well, man, how well you did is an understatement. Like, man, you put it on these guys here tonight. You didn't quite open up like that massive race lead, but you led more than 75% of the laps here tonight. You started pole position. I mean, in a phenomenal night, all around, very well put together, a championship winning performance, and I'm not quite sure about the numbers to be exact, but man, it's right there on that line, dude. You absolutely had a phenomenal race night here tonight from Richmond. So as we look forward to Homestead next week, what's the approach there if you haven't secured that championship? Is it about just having a good points day to ensure the championship, or are you going to go out there and try to get that race win to solidify the championship?
Yeah, I think the main 2 points are what you brought up. Either go out there and just be consistent and not do anything crazy, or go out there and try to win. Of course, I'm going to go out there and try to win, but we'll just have to see what happens. I feel pretty good going into Homestead, so we'll see.
Well, man, if next week goes anything like this week, we're going to be talking to you in victory lane once again, not just as a race winner, but as a championship winner as well. We'll see how it all goes. Nobody knows the future, but looking pretty bright on your side of things. So, Alex, we won't keep you much longer. So, with that being said, shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
Just you for doing the broadcast, the admin team for putting this on, and everybody that comes out to make this possible.
It was short and sweet and to the point. Man, you were on point here tonight. Started from point, finished right there, and you're going to set yourself up with a great night at Homestead. So until we meet again, hopefully next week in the post-race show, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you.
All right, there you go, man. A few words. Class act, professional, but above all, highly skilled, highly talented. Alex Wiggins all but put the nail in the coffin on the field for the Season 10 championship with a race-winning performance here tonight. Alex Wiggins. Walk off, man. See if it holds true. What a night. What a race here from Richmond Raceway. Another amazing race in the bag and on the books for the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Truck Series. And with the music in the background, the producers ready to roll here tonight. So let's get started with your unofficial race results. Walking away top of the charts, checkered flag in hand once again behind the wheel of that number 11 machine, Alex Wiggins, your race winner. The NOS Energy is 0. Number 16 Ford F-150 tried but could not get there. Derek Morgan to finish in second here tonight with the LA Kid. Doug Argabright finishing out your podium here tonight from Richmond. Christian Abati gonna work his way through the field. All short. Will the 45 Buckies sponsored driver have a shot at that season championship next week at Homestead? Abati will settle for 4th at Richmond. Michael Overstreet gonna sit in 5th, sliding home in 6th tonight The number 3 machine of Nicholas Swing with Daniel Jensen right behind him in 7th. The Frosty Bunny Bit Award number 91 of Patrick Coro gonna come home 8th with Zach Miller back in 9th. Jake Dauphin gonna finish out the top 10. And the 89 of Jeffrey Engel starting park as mechanical failures played. The 89 crew here tonight. Engel will round out your 11th choke field here tonight from Richmond Raceway. So there it is once again. That's all we got for you. We're going to begin to cut off lights and roll up the cords. Get ready to transition into championship form for next week's race at Homestead Miami Speedway. Mark it down on your calendars, or better yet, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Make sure you drop them a thumbs up. We got some great racing to next week. King gonna be crowned. Gage, Dave, hope you stay safe down there in Florida. Once again, gonna bring your attention to the link down in the description. If you've got it in your heart, if you've got anything that you can spare, tons of families, tons of victims left in the wake of Hurricane Helene, as well as the future needs of people down there in Florida after Milton rolls through. You can click the link directly right there to the Red Cross. And if you can't give money, there's plenty of places you can send things and essential items for these people to try to recover their lives. Many have lost everything they have owned, and their lives will forever be changed from this moment. So to all my Western Carolina family, love you all. Hope you all continue to stay safe. If you need anything, reach out. Do what I can for you. You know that to be true. We are Carolina strong, and we will rise above. With that being said, we're going to cut off the lights, roll up the cords, and get ready to go. But before we do, remember to join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over the right-hand side. Stay safe. Stay loved, my friends. And until next time, we'll meet you in turn 3.